this was my fourth training session this week. After I did that extra session yesterday, trying to figure out my squats. Today's session was starting with deadlifts. I'm still sticking with sumos for my main deadlift, and today on my program it was planned to work up to an RPE 10 for a set of 4, and my max is currently around 240, so I knew it would be somewhere around 200, and I managed 210 for 4 of my last set. These deadlifts are still feeling strong. I could still do a better job of getting my back flatter off the first rep, but then once I've done that first rep, I'm pretty locked in. This set looked fine. I think this is only 180, and I went up by 10 each set and counted 190, 200, and 210 as my 3 working sets. And then after this, like I spoke about yesterday, I'm going to squat every day. So I was supposed to do split squats in this session, but I just did front squats, 3 sets of 20. I feel like I'm still getting somewhere with my squat technique, just keeping it lighter, and it feels doing plenty of warm-ups, getting a good feel for it. I was also reading earlier today about this guy called, I can't remember his first name, someone Yesis. He's actually done the 1x20 program. So I was listening to him lecture on this, and I'm guessing that's maybe where the 20 rep squat program comes from. I'm not sure. Maybe they got that from somewhere else. But the Yesis 1x20 program is you pick about 15 to 20 different exercises and do 1 set of 20 reps. And he promotes this as being really good for athletes because you get more movement variation in there, and it makes you a more skilled athlete, which makes sense. So I'm kind of toying with the idea of giving that a go. I wouldn't call myself an athlete. I play a bit of like recreational rugby, but I've never written a program like that or tried a program like that before, so it sounds quite interesting. And he was talking about how it's good for training of tendon ligaments. I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, my understanding of how to train tendons is they respond well to high load, not low load. He was also talking about some different adaptations you get from doing sets of 20, like increasing capillarization, which I can get on board with. But yeah, like these sets of 20 that I'm doing on squats at the moment, they feel really good. I can actually feel my legs working instead of like my back or just my knee hurting. So I'm going to keep going. I did front squats today with the heel elevation, and I went up to, I think I did 2 sets of 20 on 60, then a set of 17 or 18 on 70, which I was playing around with like some 1RM predictions, and that puts my 1 rep at about 115, which I think underestimates it, but maybe that's a more true reflection of what I can do without my technique compensating in some sort of way, and that's when I get that knee pain. But I thought these looked really good when I was watching them back on the video, and they felt fine. So yeah, sticking with that 20 rep squat program. The other thing that Yesis says that this 20 rep program is really good for is improving your technique. But from doing those tempo squats with 80 yesterday, my legs felt fried today. Tomorrow will be the 3rd day of squatting in a row. I've actually squatted every day this week so far, so it'll be my 4th day of squatting 4 days in a row, and my 3rd day of doing sets of 20 in a row. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes tomorrow. I was trying to piece together like how I'm going to structure this program, because so far I've done back squats, and then pause squats, tempo squats, front squats. So I might go back to like normal back squats tomorrow. But yeah, I'll see how my legs are feeling in the morning. And I feel like this front squat gets me to self-organise into a better position, so I might train those even more frequently, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. Pause squat once a week, tempo squat once a week, and then normal squat just once a week, something like that. But for now, I'm just kind of tagging the squat exercises onto the program that I've already done. But I feel like I'm going to have to revamp it and plan it more around my squatting instead of adding squats into a program. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna squat every day, and by every day it will be 5 or 6 times a week, and a lot of that's going to be variations on squats with a focus on technique. But yeah, I feel like this front squat is the squat that I can train the most consistently, And the goal of squatting every day for me right now is just to squat every day without getting any knee pain. And I feel like if I can do that, then the progress I'm going to see will be really big. You can see on some of these reps, I'm not quite coming all the way to the top. I found that made it easier for me to keep my weight back a little bit, and just get those reps out quicker. Because that very top part of the squat is the easiest part. You don't have to work too hard on that section of it. And going back to the 1x20 squat program, not the Yes This 1x20 program. That's a squat Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and just do one heavy set of 20. So I feel like this new squat program that I'm developing or trying to figure out at the moment might be based around that, because also I'm doing sets of 20 but just training a lot more frequently than 3 times a week. But I might go hard 3 times a week where I try and set a new PR and then just get more volume in on the other days. But I'm not too sure how it's going to work yet. In the Matt Perryman book, he talks about auto-regulating and just kind of going by feel, see how you feel each day. But that was again building up to a heavy single. Yeah. And then, just why I'm trying to get all these thoughts out of my head. On that Yes's presentation, he also talked about preventing injury by training at those lighter intensities, which I wouldn't have agreed with a few years ago. I don't think lifting weights heavy is that injurious, but he gave a really good argument. Like when you look at the number of power lifters or people that lift heavy, and you can probably think of people yourself that they do pick up these niggles when they are lifting heavy. So maybe, well, including my own training, but people in general should just go through phases of doing this program to improve their technique, get those other adaptations like increasing mitochondrial density, and getting a greater variation of exercises in their program to train muscle groups that they wouldn't normally train. Some other really good examples he gave were like the squat obviously does work your back, but only isometrically, and our spine should move, so training it in those different positions and not just as a stabilizer. Again, I thought was like another really good rationale for that program. So yeah, I'm keen to do that. I'm keen to try the other 1x20 squat program. I'm probably going to end up kind of blending them together in some sort of way. But then I also want to keep my other lifts going that are feeling strong at the moment, like my bench press and my deadlift. So I'm going to amalgamate all of these ideas that I have and put it into some sort of program. But yeah, I'm only going to follow this program myself. I probably won't be advertising this because it's not how I'd encourage most people to train, but this is like my little experiment really. But yeah, after these squats, as you would have seen, I've just done incline bench press and leg curls. On these leg curls, I like lifting my chest up with a med ball because that keeps my hips in more extension, which shortens the hamstring more, so I can just feel it a bit more. But yeah, that was today's session, so thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.